Many big holiday meals wouldn't be complete without a very small variety of fruit. Cranberries have made their way onto dinner tables for generations, but not without a fight. The berries have a storied history, with farmers adapting to survive in an ever-changing industry. Nancy Chen has the story.
This was our original bog.
As Dick Ward weaves between his cranberry bogs in Carver, Massachusetts,
We kept building pieces.
the 80-year-old is surrounded by the labor of a lifetime.
How many cranberries do you produce here?
Roughly 150,000 pounds.
Ward has been farming this land for more than 5 decades, a goal he set for himself when he was still in high school. His farm now sits on 50 acres, with berries that need tending to for about 14 months before harvest.
You can see the thickness of the vines.
The bulk of his harvest is sold for profit. The rest is processed by hand in their cellar for family and friends.
It's a well-picked over batch, that's for sure.
Cranberry farming started here in Massachusetts. The fruit, one of the few native to North America.
The plants evolved when the glaciers left 10, 20,000 years ago, and the indigenous people used the cranberry as very much an integral part of their life. The cranberries are dry for most of the year.
Brian Wick heads the Cape Cod Cranberry Growers Association, helping navigate the group's 300 farmers through an industry constantly evolving.
What once was a very much a juice first forward industry has now turned to the sweetened dried cranberry, and the fresh fruit, which was once 100% of what the consumption was, is now about 5%.
The precious fruits grow in precarious situations where the season's harvest can be destroyed by one bad storm or one fatal mistake.
The Great Cranberry Scare of 1959. Why was it so great?
So that was the country's first food scare.
A few shipments of cranberries from the Pacific Northwest tested positive for herbicide. But when the head of the U.S. Health Department said weeks before Thanksgiving families should avoid them to be on the safe side, the business instantly collapsed.
They took them off the store shelves, and it devastated the industry. There were basically no cranberries consumed that year, and it took 2 or 3 years to start to slowly build out of it. We lost a lot of growers that just couldn't make it.
The industry eventually recovered, but it demonstrated just how delicate the agricultural business could be. Still today, breaking even is considered a good year in this $3.5 billion industry. A far cry from when Ward first started.
Our prices dropped considerably. We were getting, for a 1-pound box of cranberries, like 70 cents a pound.
Compared to how much normally?
Now, 15 cents a pound.
Unable to stay afloat, Ward was seriously considering selling his farm a few years ago, until he started harvesting something new.
Would you be able to keep farming if it wasn't for these solar panels?
No, absolutely not.
Ward leases 6 acres to a solar energy company, and he's not alone. Since he started, Massachusetts is now incentivizing farmers to install solar panels while growing crops underneath, pioneering a dual-use program. It's the first of its kind and allows farmers to continue farming.
Under previous solar programs, we were losing farms completely to solar. They were no longer farming. So now with this program, the income that the grower can achieve through the solar panels is enough to keep their farm going, but they're still producing their crop or raising livestock underneath them.
For consumers, it means produce can stay local. And for Ward, it means the future in more ways than one.
We have 12 grandchildren, and we're very concerned with the future of our planet, so carbon footprint means something to us.
And now, every day, Ward takes pride in being able to continue his work, an often enormous effort to produce such a tiny fruit.
80 years old and you're still hard at it. Why not say, you know what, I think I'm done?
Because I couldn't picture myself in a elderly mobile home park playing shuffleboard. You have to keep going.
And he does it alongside the next generations. His son, Steve, is a cranberry grower, and his grandson, Justin, is getting into the business as well. Ward and his wife Judy assured in seeing their legacy continue.
She and I have handed the ownership over to our sons, but I still call the shots. But anyway.
As you should.
For CBS This Morning Saturday, Nancy Chen, Carver, Massachusetts.
And it's my understanding he likes canned cranberries better than.
Canned cranberries are great.
Yeah, my son's favorite.
Good stuff.
Surprising, though.
Yeah.
Would expect fresh.
All right, what a story.
All right, well, from that taste of the holidays to a sound of the season, silver bells and all other varieties ring out a joyful noise this time of year. We'll meet some of those who keep an ancient art alive. You're watching CBS This Morning, Saturday.